The future of the Egyptian economy is shaped by several key factors, including ongoing reforms, demographic trends, technological advancements, and geopolitical dynamics. Below is an analysis of potential scenarios and strategies that could influence Egypt's economic future. Economic reforms and structural adjustments. Continuation of IMF-backed reforms. Egypt is likely to continue its reform program, which includes fiscal consolidation, subsidy reduction, and tax reform. These measures aim to stabilize public finances, reduce debt levels, and improve the business environment. Monetary policy. The Central Bank of Egypt may maintain a cautious monetary policy to control inflation while supporting economic growth. Managing the exchange rate and building foreign reserves will remain priorities. Privatization and public-private partnerships, or PPPs. The government may pursue further privatization of state-owned enterprises and encourage PPPs to improve efficiency and attract investment in sectors like infrastructure, energy, and services. Demographic trends and labor market. Youth population. With a young and growing population, Egypt's labor force is expected to expand significantly. The challenge will be to create enough jobs to absorb new entrants, particularly in sectors with high potential for growth like technology, services, and manufacturing. Education and skills development. Investments in education and vocational training will be crucial to equip the workforce with the skills needed in a modern economy. The government may focus on aligning educational outcomes with labor market demands, particularly in STEM fields, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Urbanization. As Egypt continues to urbanize, there will be increased demand for infrastructure, housing, and public services. The development of new cities, such as the new administrative capital, is part of a broader strategy to manage urban growth and decentralize economic activities. Technological and industrial development. Digital economy. Egypt has the potential to become a regional hub for digital innovation. The government is likely to support the growth of the tech sector through initiatives that promote entrepreneurship, digital literacy, and the development of ICT infrastructure. Industry 4.0. The adoption of advanced manufacturing technologies such as automation, robotics, and artificial intelligence, or AI, could transform Egypt's industrial base. Investments in these technologies will be key to enhancing productivity and competitiveness. Renewable energy and sustainability. Egypt is well positioned to lead in renewable energy, particularly solar and wind power. The expansion of renewable energy projects will be critical to meeting domestic energy needs, reducing carbon emissions, and positioning Egypt as an energy exporter. Foreign direct investment and trade. To sustain economic growth, Egypt will need to attract significant FDI. The government is likely to continue improving the investment climate through regulatory reforms, anti-corruption measures, and by providing incentives for investors. Egypt's participation in regional trade agreements, such as the African Continental Free Trade Area, could open up new markets for Egyptian goods and services. Strengthening trade ties with Europe, Asia, and Africa will be essential for diversifying export markets. Egypt could capitalize on shifts in global supply chains by positioning itself as a manufacturing and logistics hub for the MENA region. Proximity to Europe, Asia, and Africa, along with strategic investments in logistics infrastructure, could enhance Egypt's role in global trade. Geopolitical dynamics. Egypt's strategic location, controlling the Suez Canal, will continue to be a significant economic asset. The Suez Canal is one of the world's most important maritime choke points, and its revenues are crucial for Egypt's economy. Egypt will likely maintain and strengthen its diplomatic and economic alliances with major powers like the United States, China, and the European Union. These relationships will be important for securing investment, trade agreements, and political support. The stability of neighboring countries and the broader MENA region will influence Egypt's economic prospects. Political stability and security in the region are essential for sustaining economic growth and attracting investment. One of the key challenges for Egypt will be addressing economic inequality. While the economy may grow, ensuring that the benefits of growth are distributed equitably across the population will be critical to maintaining social stability. Egypt is highly vulnerable to environmental risks, including water scarcity, desertification, and the impacts of climate change. Effective management of natural resources and investment in climate resilience will be necessary to ensure long-term sustainability. Managing public debt levels will remain a challenge, particularly if global economic conditions deteriorate. Ensuring that debt remains sustainable while continuing to invest in critical infrastructure and social services will require careful fiscal management. As global travel resumes post-pandemic, Egypt's tourism sector has the potential to recover and grow. Continued investment in tourism infrastructure, marketing and diversification of tourism offerings, such as cultural and ecotourism, will be important. Modernizing agriculture through the adoption of new technologies, improved irrigation methods, and better supply chain management could boost productivity and food security. With significant natural gas reserves and growing renewable energy capacity, Egypt could become a net energy exporter, particularly to Europe and Africa. This would strengthen Egypt's economic position and provide a steady source of revenue. Egypt's vision. 2030 outlines the country's long-term development goals, focusing on sustainable economic growth, social justice, and environmental protection. Achieving these goals will require coordinated efforts across government, the private sector, and civil society. Investing in human capital will be central to Egypt's long-term economic success. This includes not only education and skills training, but also healthcare, social protection, and efforts to reduce poverty and inequality. The future of Egypt's economy holds significant potential, but is also fraught with challenges. Success will depend on the government's ability to implement effective reforms, foster a favorable business environment, and address social and environmental issues. If these efforts are successful, Egypt could emerge as a more diversified, resilient, and inclusive economy in the coming